Welcome, everyone, to Bear Football. My name is Aldo Gandia. I will be flying solo for this halftime report. I expect Danny Shimon to join me at the end of the game. And all I can say about this first half performance is that it's embarrassing. This offense is embarrassing. It seems like most of the times when the Chicago Bears are on Monday Night Football, they can't muster up any offense that will make us proud of this team. And I think there are a lot of fingers to point at, starting with Luke Getsy. I understand him wanting to throw on the Minnesota Vikings because they are susceptible to the pass. But this can't be your first half rushing attack. You can't have Khalil Herbert just run the ball 3 times and Rashawn Johnson run it 2 times. And Justin Fields had 4 carries. I think 3 of those were design plays. A total of 40 yards, 4.4. There has to be a much more organized rushing attack in order for this team's offense to operate fully. It's not going to happen. How dare he call these 2 wide receiver screens? The first one to DJ Moore was good. On the next to last series of the first half, he picked up a first down. But then the next one on the opposite side of the field, the Vikings had it all figured out. So I don't understand what Luke Getsy is doing. I want to like the guy, but it's clear that he does not know how to put together a strong offensive game plan. Hey, everyone in the chat room, thank you all for being here. Again, I'm flying solo. Danny Shimon is scheduled to join me after the game. He had an issue at his job that he has to take care of. Now let's talk about Justin Fields' play. He starts off great. That first series, 8 for 8. There was a lot of dinking and dunking, no doubt about it. But they were gaining yards and moving the ball, and then things fall apart on that first series. Ivan Pace Jr. sacked Fields, and then Cairo Santos misses the field goal. It was an 8-minute and 22-second drive, and Santos misses his second field goal of the season. But after that, it gets worse. Now, the second series started off promising. Fields in the first 2 plays generated 36 yards off of offense with his passing, but then a sack and a penalty, and the Bears all of a sudden were on 2nd down and 27 at their own 45. Then the offense shows some life. 6-yard gain, 11-yard gain, and then on 4th and 10, a 24-yard pass play to Cole Kmet. But the drive stalled at the 7-yard line, and Cairo Santos ends up hitting that field goal, so it's 3-0, which is the score now. And on that series, Tevin Jenkins gets hurt. And Jenkins, we all love him. The guy is a phenomenal player, but man, oh man, has he been unlucky with injuries. And that injury, apparently he was on the turf for a long time. I posted the replay on my X account at Barroom Network, and it looked like he might have injured that neck and shoulder area again, which he injured last December of 2022. So hopefully he's fine. I don't care if he comes back this game or whatever. I just hope he's fine. And I worry about the kid because those are some serious injuries when you have anything around the neck and shoulder area. It's terrible. I see D Apocalypse says Jalen can't catch. Well, he can catch. He's proven he can catch. He just can't catch when it's a pick 6 interception. He's probably thinking about his dance or running before he gets the ball or something. But Jalen Johnson had a fantastic first half, but he missed a pick 6, which would have been huge. This Bears defense is playing really good. I expected them to because I feel like the whole Josh Dobbs thing is starting to wear off. There's enough tape on him to see what he does. The Vikings don't have a strong running game, so he's forced to throw the ball. Dobbs is, and this Bears defense has just been, controlling the line of scrimmage for the most part. There's been a couple of times, maybe 3 or 4 times, where Dobbs has had time to throw, and he actually ended the first half with some decent numbers after looking poorly. He's 8 of 14, only 64 yards. He's sacked 1 time for 8 yards and threw for 2 interceptions. I gotta. Chubbs just farted. I'm sure you have. J2K say Dexter is having a good game. Yeah, and that penalty that was called on him is like, what the fuck? I mean, he's a huge man who is going full speed after the quarterback. He could potentially injure himself if he has to contort his body so it doesn't land on the quarterback, on Dobbs, without any force. And it wasn't like 100% force, 100% being the top. He got him. There was some force, but it Dobbs didn't complain of pain or anything like that. Dexter got cheated. It was a bad call. Bears Country Productions, that penalty on Dexter was bullshit. Absolutely. Glad somebody finally agrees with me with something I say. And I think that the offensive line, for the most part, has been doing a fairly decent job on these exotic blitzes and so forth. I don't think the Vikings are blitzing quite as much as they did in that first game. So you might want to see if they bring in more blitzes in this second half against Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. But my remedy to get some points on the board is stay a little bit more committed to the run game, let's continue to utilize Justin Fields for his strengths, his running, his legs, but also unleash him. Let him throw a couple of deep passes. Let's get DJ Moore out there. By the way, Cole Kmet had an excellent first half, didn't he? Let's take a look at the numbers for Cole. Cole caught 6 passes on 6 targets for 39 yards. He probably could have had another couple. He was open over the middle one time and Justin got off of him too early. And I think there may have been a second time where Justin could have hit Cole. And so perhaps, he needs to focus on DJ Moore and Cole Kmet in this second half as his 2 primary receivers. And then the Bears should go with this run game and really amplify it so that they can surprise this Vikings defense. Dented Fender says JF1 is going to get killed. Sometimes he's holding on to the ball too long, and I think he just needs to make some faster decisions. There was one time where he threw the ball out of bounds, but on that play he was holding the ball so long that it allowed the referees to detect a holding penalty on the Chicago Bears. And so those are the kinds of timing things that good teams just don't fall under as consistently as the Bears do. How many times have we seen the Bears on offense having to face 10, 15, 20 yards on second and third down? That's not the way this offense should be running, at least not now. So Joe Treviso says Luke Getsy can't call a game to save his life or his job. Well, that's going to be the topic of discussion, guys, after this game. If the Bears lose this game, and my gut tells me that they are, because this feels so reminiscent to so many of their other losses, a close game, and in the fourth quarter, they can't pull it out. They can't hold the lead. They can't do the comeback. If that's the case, if the Bears do lose this game, then we have to talk about whether Matt Eberflus will be fired tomorrow morning. It's unlikely, given the way the team is currently molded and who would take his place and who's calling plays, and a lot of moving parts to firing Eberflus in midseason. But we as a fan, D-O-M, not D-U-M, we have to talk about it because we're seeing all these firings lately, and why not the Chicago Bears? Why should Matt Eberflus be allowed to continue to coach this team if he now gets into his 26th loss, 27th loss, and no wins in the division? We were going to take the North. Remember Ryan Pohl said that? They're 0-9 now and in danger of falling to 0-10 if they lose this game. Oopsis wine tasting. Excuse me. Oopsis. Osorio's wine tasting. It's a horrible game. Turnovers in time of possession, and we keep losing. Pathetic. I'm furious. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, wine tasting. That's how I started this halftime report. It is just discouraging that this offense isn't running on better cylinders, on more cylinders. And I really hope Justin Fields lights things up. It really I talked about this earlier today on the preview show with the Vikings. I had Arif Hassan on, and we talked about Justin Fields. The whole idea of starting over with a quarterback you're drafting is just going to retard the rebuilding. It might end up being the best decision, but if Justin Fields were the quarterback that we were promised, that we have seen glimpses of, that would expedite the rebuild. Imagine having Marvin Harrison opposite DJ Moore on this team. Imagine having another pass rusher opposite Montez Sweat, and you can do that with your 2 first-round picks. But if you've got to take a quarterback, then all of a sudden, it's a reset button. The only good part is that it would reset the quarterback's salary cap salary, and so the Bears would then have 4 or 5 seasons under a rookie quarterback salary, as opposed to what Justin could potentially demand 20, 25, 30, $35 million in his 5th year in the league. But those are things to talk about. Hopefully the Bears are going to win this game. I agree with you, Joe. Fields needs to do a Cutler to Martz and just tell him, fuck off. Tell him I said, fuck you. I think those were Cutler's exact words. In any case, stay with us after the game. We'll dive into all of this, and we'll cover the press conferences. At this point, man, on the Bear Their Souls show, the part of the open is I say if they win, I'm still furious because they played so poorly. That's probably what will happen in this if indeed they don't lose, which is my biggest gut reaction. So anyway, for the Barroom Network, I'm Aldo Gandia. Hopefully we'll see you at the end of the game right here. Talk to you later. Bye. There's my clothes. Oh, it's up here.